All right, hello to everyone hopping on. Benjamin Yurkovich here with Washington Weather Chasers. Let me know where you're watching from when you hop in, what the conditions are like in your neighborhood. When I was looking at the early model data, I was still thinking that maybe there would be something worth chasing, but as the morning is going on, things are looking a little bit less favorable, and I really don't think this is going to amount to much. Last night on my live stream, I said if this ends up being a nothing burger, that I would do a polar plunge the day after Christmas, and I may need to keep my word on that one. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of do a live stream on the way back. I drove down to Seattle just in case the wind did start to pick up. It's starting to pick up just a little bit in South Washington, but looking at observations, I don't think that it's going to pick up much more than it is down there. And down there in South Washington, it's really not impressive stuff. It's like gusting 25 right there on the other side of the Columbia River by Vancouver. But I got all my live streaming gear all set up, ready to go. So kind of wanted to do a bit of a test stream and whatnot. But yeah, how's everybody doing? You know, to be honest, I am actually pretty relieved that what the models were showing the last couple days and yesterday is not happening. It would have been a bit of a nightmare. All right, where's everybody watching from? How's everybody doing? Benjamin Yurkovich here, Washington Weather Chasers, currently in North Seattle. I am kind of in the Northgate neighborhood right now. Actually really close to Green Lake, rather. The neighborhood of Licton Springs. So yeah, I was thinking there would probably be a live storm chase type live stream today, but with the way it's looking, I don't think that this is going to amount to be much of a windstorm at this point. Just looking at the live observations, the storm is coming in even weaker than what this morning's model data was showing, which is a good thing. It's a good thing for the area. D-Man on YouTube here says he's bummed that we aren't getting a storm. Yeah. I think the biggest bummer is just the poor performance by the weather models, if I'm being honest. They did not do well. Kind of all over the place. Even the European had stronger winds than what's happening right now. And the winds that the European had were not that impressive. I think I see some branches barely moving on that tree there. We're getting extreme here, folks. But yeah, I'm just gonna stream my drive north. I'm in Seattle now. I'm gonna be driving up towards Lake Stevens, and it's gonna get breezy today, but I don't know if we're going to be able to actually call this a windstorm at this point. probably the worst performance by weather models I've seen in a long time, if I had to be honest. It's a pretty remarkable thing for the modern era. Go ahead and let me know how the picture quality is and how the audio quality is, all that stuff. Probably heard me say it already a couple times the last couple days, but got a Starlink hooked up, so the live stream should be a lot more reliable at this point. And also have it network bonded with a couple cell phone networks, so if the Starlink starts to lag, it'll basically get a boost by the cell phone data as well, which is great. I'm gonna pull in here real fast just so I can do a little check of something. But yeah, how's everybody doing? You guys have any big Christmas plans? Travel today? Or I'm sure almost everyone has some sort of dinner that they're heading off to, whatever. I still think the National Weather Service in Seattle did a good job issuing the high wind warning last night like they did, just because some of the data that was showing at the time was concerning enough to where it's like, yeah, concerning enough and close enough in time frame to where they had to issue something before everyone went to sleep, just in case that stuff was going to actually verify. But, you know, if there's going to be a time for there not to be a storm, it's now. It's Christmas Eve, this Christmas. It's a really busy time of year for everybody. Lots of travel happening today, and all the things, so yeah, now we have a bunch of gas for our generators. Probably just going to end up being used for the lawnmower in the summer, unless we get another big storm sometime later this year. Yeah. Nothing burger. Last night at my live stream, I said if this storm ends up being a nothing burger, I would do a polar plunge into Lake Stevens. So at some point, I'm going to have to fulfill that. It's going to get a little bit breezy, yeah. In South Washington, it is a little bit breezy. But that's really, I mean, breezy is the accurate word. There are still some high wind warnings up for southeast Washington. And we do still have a wind advisory here in Western Washington. But I mean, down in Longview right now it's gusting to 21 miles per hour. That's like Thursday, any given Thursday in the fall. So not too impressive. Yeah, I'll just say this: I'm not disappointed that this storm is not happening. That's not what I'm disappointed about. I'm just disappointed by the weather model's poor performance at this point. The European ended up doing okay, but even so, even it was showing stronger winds than what's happening. And the European struggled. It was like going back and forth, and for a while it showed nothing, and leading up to this it was going bonkers, and then the high resolution models were going bonkers, and yeah, for the high resolution models to show what they were showing last night and then this be the result, basically just, yeah. But there could still be some decent gusts later. I don't want to completely downplay this. The low pressure, it's somewhere like right over the Olympic Mountain Peninsula right now, or just to the west of the Olympic Mountain Peninsula, but it's only down to like 994 millibars. Whereas last night on the HRRR, it showed it being down to about 983 millibars. So it's like a full 11 millibars weaker. But in the next couple hours, there will be some pressure rise up the Puget Sound, and it'll get a bit breezy, but shouldn't impact travel and stuff like that as much as we were thinking. Even though this is not a storm chase, if you're enjoying this stream, please make sure and hit that like button. Help out the channel and help this channel get more visibility for when we actually do have a storm worth chasing. What caused the models to be thrown off? That's a great question. I would like to know. I'm thinking about running by Dick's Drive-In just to get a burger to drown out the disappointment. Hi there, Enthusiast Mini. Welcome. Yeah, Mr. That's what I'm talking about. Down in Oregon, this is like doing nothing. I mean, the NAM 3KM model failed at an incredibly huge level. They should not even wait to discontinue that model. They should just discontinue it today. Anyways, Merry Christmas Eve, Happy Christmas Eve, all the things, and I hope that you guys are enjoying the holidays. I kind of feel like this windstorm being a nothing burger is kind of a Christmas gift in and of itself. I was able to reinstitute the Christmas gathering this evening with my in-laws and whatnot. We were actually going to cancel that with the way the model dial was looking. I didn't want them driving with potentially trees come down and stuff like that, but that's not looking like it's going to occur anymore. Yeah, the storm was just kind of developing in an odd area. It was developing much closer to the coast than is common, and I think the models were just having a hard time with that, actually. If the storm was slightly further offshore, it had a little bit more room to breathe, that would have been better for development. But know, if anything good came out of this, it's just, for me personally, I worked until about midnight last night installing a new laptop mount in my car. So that's cool. Curious, the stream quality is good for you guys, all those things. Still kind of testing out this new Starlink setup. Yeah, Jen, I don't think it's going to get very windy. It's not going to be anything like that storm that we had a couple days ago up in Lake Stevens area. That was actually pretty bad for us up there. Yeah, KT forever has definitely been a bit unpredictable. But you know, it's kind of one thing I like about the weather, if I'm being honest, is that it keeps us on our toes. It's something that shows us that we still don't know it all. And it's kind of nice in some regards to have something in the world still that's difficult to figure out. The world of AI and all that. Like even the AI models had a hard time with this overall. So there's still some mystery when it comes to the weather. Yeah, hallelujah for the lack of wind, says Brenham. I agree. When I was seeing some of those more severe solutions, I was like, goodness gracious. Christmas Eve, really? And so I'm thankful that it backed away from those solutions and that we are where we are now. No problem, enthusiast. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this setup. I think it's going to be a lot more reliable in the long run. I think the stream is going to drop a lot less. There might be some occasional buffering in really bad areas that like mountain valleys and things, but even so, should still be able to do live stream in a lot of areas that I wasn't able to before. But as of now, I'm just heading north to spend Christmas with my fam. It's not worth being out here for this, but I figured I would give you guys just a bit of a live stream. And I was not looking forward to the storm, but I was looking forward to testing out the new live stream setup. So that's the main reason I'm live streaming right now. Give you guys an update a little bit, and then also just kind of testing this out a little bit further. through the Linwood area. And yeah, I don't see the trees moving just yet. I don't think the pressure rise is here. The pressure rise is just now coming into about Olympia down there in Olympia. It's gusting to 18 miles per hour, batten down the hatches. Woo! I think the HRRR last night, right now, at this time for Olympia, had like 65 mile per hour gusts. So, there's that. Lunia, yeah, this was never much of a snow setup. Hoping that we'll get some snow in January. There are some models that are hinting at some very, very marginal chances of snow. I think it was on Friday night for a couple areas, but really not. I don't know. I'll probably check it out. Talk about it on the page. Yeah, Lunia, I don't know. I guess if this was February right now and we had not had any lowland snow, I would be feeling a lot more disappointed. But we still have a decent amount of winter left, and I've been through enough winters where late January or February delivers to where I'm not too bummed yet that it hasn't snowed in the lowlands. If you're just hopping on, I'm calling off this chase. I'm not gonna chase 20 mile per hour gusts. I was still thinking there was maybe a chance of some decent wind gusts, but just looking at some of the data that's coming in, I really don't know if it's worth being out here. So I'm heading back north. I'm gonna head home, spend time with the family. I've got some presents to wrap. I know the family would love to hang out, and I would love to hang out with my family as well. Yeah, what a nothing burger. Goodness gracious. Okay, down. There's a gust up to 30 miles per hour in part of Portland right now. Woohoo. Oregon City gusting to 34 down there. Wow. Yeah. I'll just say it. This is the poorest performance by the weather models I've seen in a long time. And considering the data that we had to work with last night, I don't blame the National Weather Service at all for... It was just, I mean, honestly, if this low was just like 50 miles further west right now, it would be stronger and we would be dealing with a windstorm. It was just, it came down to the wire for exactly what track this thing was going to take. And if you're just hopping in, I'm also testing out kind of a new streaming setup here. Running a Starlink in the car, and I've got a bonded network with my cell phone data. Hello. And we'll have more storms to chase here in the next couple weeks, I'm sure. Hey, Derek from North Dakota, what's going on? Yeah, so Derek, if you're wondering what the heck this stream's about, kind of got a bit of a windstorm bust going on here in Washington State. Yeah, no, I mean, these models are not perfect, and there was plenty of ingredients in place that could have led to this being a worse situation. So I think erring on the side of caution was a good call, just in case. You can always issue a high wind warning and cancel it. That's what they did. Live stream seemed pretty smooth for you guys at home so far. Any buffering? Anything weird? Doing good. All right. Smooth, the words, the Storm Chasers from Twister. All right, thanks for the feedback, everyone. Alright, the park pilot says raining and getting breezy in their part of Tacoma. Yep, down at Olympia it's gusting to 18, and it looks like 16 mile per hour gusts are coming into Tacoma right now. So a little bit of a pressure rise coming up Puget Sound, but not quite windstorm worthy. You know what we could do is we could go up towards Payne Field here just for a moment. It just gusted to 22. We can see what the trees are doing up there and everything. .2 mile per hour gust up at Payne Field is almost a daily occurrence in the fall. RMX77 says Vancouver, Washington is claiming 12 miles per hour right now, batting down the hatches. Yeah, we better start building a snowpack here soon, or else it's not going to be great over the summer. Something I am working on is there is some legal ways to chase wildfires here in Washington State, but to my understanding, you need to jump through a bunch of hoops and basically get approval to do a ride-along and have a whole bunch of personal protective equipment and stuff like that. But I do think it would be interesting to be able to do kind of a bit more of a wildfire chase in August or September. The mountains are getting a little bit of snow with this, and they're going to get a little bit more snow tomorrow into Friday. Then things are going to dry out a little bit over the weekend, and then we'll get more active next week. But it might be a warmer system to start next week before we get any more snow. We will. Yep, Josh, we will rebuild. It's like those memes where you see the trash can knocked over in the driveway. We will rebuild. Yeah, I wish Washington State would change their wildfire chasing laws to something similar to California. It's a little bit easier to do in California. I think Oregon has similar laws to California regarding it as well. They still require that you have PPE and all that stuff, but as far as I understand, you just got to have some media credentials. And if you have that, you're responsible for yourself if you go in. Thanks for the advice, glittering the sky. Yeah, it's interesting that you say that. The DJI ban went into effect yesterday, and I was tempted to buy a Mavic 4 Pro drone because I was a little bit concerned that maybe I wouldn't be able to get my hands on it later. But you know, I've already got the DJI Mini 5 Pro, and even though it's not as substantial of a drone as the Mavic 4, I just decided, you know, I can be satisfied with this. Did a great job during the floods. Something weird happened in the chat that I didn't see. Okay, so currently I'm up here by Painfield. It is a little bit breezy up here now. But again, nothing that's unusual for this area. Roger that. Okay, so taking a look up here, this is where Painfield is. Up here right now. Got a little bit of a breeze going on. Yeah, after checking this out, turn around and head back towards Lake Stevens, where my home base is. Looking on the radar now, the coastal radar, you can kind of see the low up there, but it's just the weakest piece of garbage storm. Michelle, no. I definitely do not think the Tacoma Narrows will be shut down. The wind forecast was lowered to a drastic degree at this point. I don't even know if we're going to hit wind advisory levels. Hey Andy, no, right now we are in Everett, Mukilteo area. I'll be heading towards Lake Stevens soon. And I was planning on doing a storm chase today when we were originally thinking there was going to be a windstorm, and then even with the windstorm not looking as bad, it was still looking like it was going to get pretty windy, so I was like, oh, I'll still go out and do a live stream. But at this point, it's not looking like it's going to get too windy at all. I can barely see those branches moving. Batten down the hatches, y'all. Take a look at the chat here for a second. Oh. Okay, well, we could probably move on from the troll talk. Take a look at the current data here. Yeah, I just don't see this happening. We are now back down to gusting to 17. Yeah. All right. I'm officially just gonna go back to Lake Stevens, and I'll keep on streaming, but once I get up there, probably call it a day. Joshua, the models mostly assimilate current observations, and they probably do factor in some level of climatology, but I need to read more on that. You know where it is gusting pretty good is over by Walla Walla. Gusting to 49 and 65, looks like near there. Okay, currently going east past the Painfield area, Boeing here in Everett. Not too much wind to speak of, but it might increase here in the next couple hours. Thank you, moderators, for helping out. A little bit of wind coming through here. Yeah, if you want to be notified of live streams, make sure and hit that bell. But yeah, Sasha, I've only been doing this, I don't know, for maybe 45 minutes, and you've not missed much, so this is not much of a chase. I'm just out here driving around live streaming. I can't really call it a chase. Unless you want to say I'm chasing mist. Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't know. Sometimes YouTube probably just glitches and forgets to send out the notification. Sorry about that. Yeah, so, we're going through a tunnel right now. Let's see if the Starlink dropped. The stream survived the tunnel. Yeah, H2O, our in-laws are back on. They're coming over. Called them this morning. I was like, hey, the model data is looking way less strong. You guys should come over for dinner still. So they're going to be heading over here in the next half an hour or so. Wow, sweet. It survived. It's alive. I am looking forward to the next storm, but I'm happy that this storm today is not going to be happening just because it's Christmas Eve and it was going to be pretty distracting from family activities and things. Man, it's kind of foggy through here. Brad, the low is passing off to our west right now. It's kind of going over the Olympics a little bit, or just to the west of the Olympics. I think it's going right over the Olympics. It's very weak though. Very, very weak. As a matter of fact, I can see the sun starting to break out here. Okay, so it's like Boeing Field is gusted to 23 miles per hour. Whoa. Tacoma Narrows gusting to 22. Big time. Sorry. A little bit of mild sarcasm going on here. got a personal vendetta against the models now. Peak gust at Portland Airport, 29. Woo! Hey, Puget Sound Stormwatch. Yeah, very poor performance by the weather models for sure. Looks like there is a little bit of wind increasing out there by the Hood Canal. It's gusting to 24 miles per hour in Hansville, but that's, again, nothing that they are not very accustomed to. Yeah, RX 77. I share your sentiment to a certain degree. I'm actually not bummed at all that this storm is not happening. I'm actually quite glad for the sake of everyone's holidays and travel plans and whatnot. But I am disappointed in the performance of the models. I would prefer the weather models give an accurate portrayal of what may happen within 18 hours of whatever said event is going to happen. Not quite sure what you're talking about, enthusiast. Is that a channel or something? Yeah, and by the way, if you're a member here on the channel, I want to show your names at the end of all my videos. So I'm going to be working on that, kind of make an overlay, show you guys periodically on the live streams and stuff like that. Same with all of you subscribers on Facebook. I know at least one of you guys is double dipping. Subscriber on Facebook and a member on YouTube. Gusting to 25 over at Painfield now. What to do? glad you guys are enjoying the drive at least. You can see some of these clouds. Looks like maybe about 1,000, 1,500 feet above the ground, moving pretty quickly out to the north. Man, this live stream is pumping out data so fast right now. It's doing 1 gig. Pretty amazing. No problem. Brenham, have a great Christmas. All right, I'm gonna make a quick phone call here. Hi, you're on speakerphone and I'm live streaming.
Okay. You stop tasting?
Yeah, I'm done. It's not really doing anything, but
Okay.
I'm curious if
Are
you need. Do you need me to pick up anything from the store?
Buddy, you just take one.
What are we doing for dinner?
I'm making a sausage roll.
Okay.
Working on that right now, and then I don't know for veggies we can have like or peas or green beans or cooked spinach, kind of, or cooked carrots. Not sure what I feel like yet. Yeah.
Roger. Okay. So,
Yeah, so
so
I'm working on that now.
okay.
Yeah, did you say if you're still down in Seattle?
No, I'm back to Lake Stevens already.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You take time.
Yep. Okay. Well, if you don't need anything, or if you think of anything, just text me.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye. Yeah, part of the biggest issue with this low pressure system is that it dived inland a little bit too soon, which prevented it from strengthening more. Why is it doing this? All right, folks, stand by. I will be right back. Right, Boss Chrissy? Yeah, I lost a little bit of sleep last night too, if I'm being honest. I was feeling so awake that I decided to go ahead and assemble something. And I worked on assembling it until like midnight. Oh, the holiday shoppers are out. Doing last minute Christmas shopping. Yep. All right. Looks like the high wind advisory is gone. It's officially a bust, fam. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just take a right out of here. Well, if you didn't hear me say it just a minute ago, the wind advisory just got canceled. This is officially a nothing burger. Now live streaming Washington State's most famous roundabout. You guys might enjoy the Facebook post that was just posted on my page, Washington Weather Chasers page. Yep, Merry Christmas. Currently driving through the Lake Stevens area now on Lunding Parkway. Wind advisory is just canceled. It's a little bit breezy here. Nothing crazy. Definitely nothing compared to what the models were hinting at yesterday. It's just crazy how poorly the models performed. Looking forward to when we're doing these streams and it's something like snow. Hopefully we get the chance to do that this year. Currently, right now, at this exact moment, I am in Lake Stevens, Washington on Vernon Road on the north side of the lake itself. I've got the lake off to my right. Thing's flashing at me even though I'm going 1 mile per hour over the speed limit. Yeah, it's been kind of fun testing out this Starlink at least. I've driven through quite a few areas on this stream where I know, hey, check it out, bald eagle. You guys see that? I'm gonna back into this guy's driveway right here real fast. Two bald eagles. I wonder if they're looking for fish. What's the name of your main channel, Enthusiast? I feel like that flagger should be on the other side of the bend over there. No problem, Julian. Yeah, the road construction downtown Lake Stevens has been kind of long, to put it shortly. Roger that, Enthusiast. I'll look into it. Not right now, though. Yeah, thankfully it seems like this windstorm is not happening. So that's good news. Can save our gas for the next time for the generators. And thanks for subscribing. I'm about to do a live stream down a road that before Starlink I could not live stream before, so right now, I'm heading down to Shorts Miller. We'll see how the live stream does with the Starlink and the bonded network technology. The coast is not getting hit hard. What's going on? Yeah.
Anything exciting?
Just live streaming the Nothing Burger.
Yeah.
I can't believe how bad the models did with this.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst performance I've ever seen in my life. So, but yeah, I saw your blue Subaru pulling up. I'm like, I wonder if that's Colin. Then I saw your mustache just barely in the mirror. So, heading home for family stuff?
Yeah, we're doing Christmas Eve dinner instead of Christmas dinner. So,
Oh, cool. Yeah, we've got Katie's parents coming over. They originally, like, yesterday we canceled them coming over because I was,
yeah.
like, you guys wouldn't be able to get home if what the models were showing actually happened. Then the models completely rolled back this morning. I'm like, they probably could come, and now like what's actually happening is even worse than what the models were showing this morning. It's like nothing. Anyways, just wanted to say hi. All right, man. Later. My buddy Colin. All right, let me know how the stream does through here, folks. I'm curious. I was actually just over by Painfield. Looks like it's gusting up to 28 miles per hour over there now. Nothing too crazy. Right now I'm next to the Pilchuck River. I'm not sure which river you're referencing. We did go by the Snohomish River earlier. Sweet. I don't think the stream dropped at all on Shorts Miller. Yeah, we also did go by Lake Stevens earlier on the right. Well, hey, I will take a little bit blurry on a road like Schwarzmiller. James, I'm sure you're not the only one. To be honest, I wouldn't have minded if a milder version of the windstorm occurred. Wasn't really in the mood for a major one.